All right. We is live. Oh, let me fix that just a tiny little bit. But yeah, we is live right now. How's everybody doing right now? Back once again for another live stream right now. As we do on Thursday. Thursdays, Tuesdays right now. Yo. Yo. So what's been happening? Nobody's in the chat right now. It's always just coming in the chat. Appreciate you coming through. How you doing? Man, how's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. What up? So yeah, I've had a pretty busy week actually. I've had a pretty busy week. Mostly working, like doing, the cab work, preparing for an upcoming trip to Saudi Arabia. Which should be happening in a couple of weeks actually, like what, 2 maybe 3 weeks, inshallah, like 5th of June. Not too long, man, not too long, about yeah, maybe just 1 2 yeah, just about 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now. Crazy, yo. Crazy. So yeah, just preparing for that, and trying to make sure I got enough money to cover what needs to be covered whilst one is away and unable to make monies while not here. So there is that. But man, that's pretty much what we just going and working. But try to have a little fun as well. I did watch Wonka. So the Timothy Chalamet movie, directed by Paul King, um, based on Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory. It'll Sam be in a place to be. How is ye? How you doing? How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this last stream as I chat about the week we just been in. But yeah, just been saying I had a busy week, working a lot, trying to get ready for the trip, for the Saudi Arabia trip, which is about 3 weeks from now, man. 3 weeks, bro. It's soon. So yeah, just been working, trying to, because while I'm away, or when I'm not working, I'm not earning. That's how it goes with like cab work. When you're not working, you're not earning. So I'm using this last few weeks to try and earn as much as possible so that I can make sure whatever needs to be covered whilst I'm not able to earn any money to cover it is already paid for, and still hopefully have money for the duration. It's like 3 weeks. So it's 3 weeks from now, then it's 3 weeks over there. Oh, it's close, man. It's close. But yeah, I did watch Wonka, which I really liked actually. So Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971 is my favorite movie. Is you know, um, well, I'll say it's up there with my favorite movies. I think on most days I feel like it's my favorite movie, but sometimes I might pick, and it doesn't matter. It's one of my favorite movies. And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, when that came out, I didn't enjoy it too much. I felt like it just kind of missed the mark on a lot of areas. Uh, and then Wonka came out, and I'm like, I like Timothy Chalamet. I think he's a good actor. He's done some good movies. I want to see it, but da da da. But anyway, I eventually watched it yesterday, and I gotta say, man, that movie is incredible. That movie is pretty awesome, actually. Like I really, really liked it. I didn't realize it was a musical. I guess I knew kinda, but maybe not fully. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I heard something said somewhere, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it is a musical, and I do like musicals, despite not liking a particular musical. But I do generally speaking like musicals. Um, And yeah, it was just an all around good movie with good songs, good story. I liked what they did with the characters. I liked what they did with Wonka in particular, and how they didn't hold themselves too much to what's already been done. It did enough to, like, pay homage and that kind of thing, but it was very much its own story. And I think Timothy Chalamet is definitely had his own version of Wonka, which I appreciate. Timothy Chalamet, by the way, like, I feel like he is an actor to watch out for. Like, I've seen him now in a few different movies. And there's two in particular where, like, this movie, Wonka, and another movie, Dune Part Two, the characters are so far apart, like, in terms of who he's playing, and he plays them both just yeah. So yeah, Timothy Chalamet, I think he's an actor to look out for. He's a very, very, very talented young fella. So yeah. That's the family holiday, isn't it? Yeah, kinda. I mean, well, yeah, no, it's kind of a holiday. I mean, it's a holy pilgrimage to give it its proper name. But yeah, we're going with the family and away from our usual surroundings. So yeah, technically a family holiday. Technically a family holiday. But yeah, 3 weeks in Saudi Arabia. Oof. Just need to make sure we got everything in order. So there's as fewer issues and hopefully no issues. Because, boy, I don't want nothing going wrong. So I got to make sure everything is in order. So yeah, doing that. Where's this family holiday then? It's still a holiday, exactly. It's still a holiday. But yeah, I mean, the pilgrimage bit is maybe about 5 days, I think, of it. We're there for 3 weeks, and that only takes up about 5 days of it. So yeah, most of it is like, once you get over your jet lag, what I mean, you just kind of going around getting used to the weather. Apparently it's real hot out there, so you have time to get used to the weather. um Check out a few coffee shops, see what they're doing out there. See if I can find a few chicken shops as well, see what they got out there. So yeah, it's more holiday than pilgrimage. So yeah, at least that's my understanding anyway. That's my understanding. Look forward to the Instagram post. Indeed, got to do it for the gram, man. Got to do it for the gram. But yeah, that's been my week, man. That's been my week. How's your week been, Sam B? As we There's a film that I'm just seeing now. It's called Trigger Warning, starring Jessica Alba. I don't think I've seen Jessica Alba in anything for a while. Not to say she hasn't done anything for a while. I'm just saying I haven't seen her in anything for a while. But it does say Trigger Warning that Jessica Alba is back. So I wonder if that means she hasn't done anything for a while. Let me look on Jessica Alba's IMDb and see what she's been doing since the last time I saw her in anything. It's time away with the family. That's what matters. No, indeed. Indeed. Hopefully we'll have a good fun time out there. But yeah. Gotta go to the home office tomorrow actually. Um Make sure, like, all like the passports and stuff. Because so the thing is, so I actually have two passports. I have a British passport and I have a Nigerian passport, right? And this trip is going on the Nigerian passport. Um And when you travel from the UK with a non-UK passport, you need to get what's called a certificate of what's it called? I forget what they call it again. Certificate of adobe, abode. You have to have proof that you actually live in the UK. The thing is, though, you can't apply for a certificate of adobe if you have a British passport because your British passport kind of counts as that, right? The problem, however, is that Saudi Arabia has a law where you can't have two passports on you while you're there. So you have to, the one passport you bring or you travel with is the one passport you can have. So it means we've got to leave our British passports at home, right? So coming back, yeah, we've got to make sure that we got all stuff in order. So like it's not an issue to show that no, we do actually live in the UK and that kind of thing. So yeah, gotta go home with tomorrow and hopefully that could be done then. But yeah, but my week's been full on. Ooh, full on good or full on bad? Hopefully full on good, or at least hopefully full on mostly good. Um, yeah, but yeah, full on. It's oof. Hopefully it sounds messy. If not, no, indeed, indeed. I mean, when it comes down to it, I do have quite a good many documents that show that I do live in the UK when um, but bruh, sometimes the immigration, sometimes the immigration, if it wasn't, if it's not for that one very specific thing, mm, and I hear some horror stories as well sometimes, so it's like, yeah, you know what? Let's just try and make sure we got everything. Like we're not breaking no laws nowhere. We got all everything we need. We got this. We got that. So yeah, go home. Try and go to the home office tomorrow morning and see what we need to do, if anything. But yeah, Jessica Alba has been acting quite consistently, actually. I mean, I don't know if these are small roles or what, but she has been acting pretty consistently. But I assume that this new movie coming out is maybe her first starring role for a while. I'm assuming, but it's hard to tell really. But she has been working pretty consistently as an actress. Done some TV shows, movies. She was in the Taylor Swift video back in 2015. But what was the last thing I saw? I think the last thing I saw her in was probably oh, what's that film? No, I mean TV show, like way back in the day. It was like 90s, maybe late 90s, early 2000s. Dark Angel, was that it? Yeah, Dark Angel. I feel like that's the last thing I saw her. And like I know she's done stuff after that. Actually, she was in like Honey and Fantastic Four, but I haven't seen those. So yeah, I think the last thing that I actually saw her in was, and maybe even the only thing I've seen her in is Dark Angel. But that was like, yeah, early 2000s. Man, I'm not sure I've seen anything she's done since then. That is crazy. She's done a lot since then, but I don't think I've seen any of her movies or shows since Dark Angel. That is mad. Actually, no, I did see the Bad Blood music video. Oh, wait, she was in Little Fockers, actually. I did see that. I don't remember who she played in it, but she was in that movie. So I've seen that movie at least. I've seen that. But yeah, she's done a lot. I've not kept up with Jessica Alba at all. I'm sorry, Jess. I'm sorry. Challenger Sylvie has finished her SATs and she has transition week coming up to high school. It's been a struggle. Oof. Do you know what school they're going to? Like, has that been decided yet, or is it still like um I'm sorry. I'm trying not to. I don't use the wrong word, but like it does have to be like a certain type of school because I mean I know that those types of schools exist, but does it have to be one of those types of schools, or can it be like just any school? The place I used to work some years back, I used to work in a school as a caretaker, and that school had special needs school. Okay, cool. I can say special needs. Cool, awesome. Sorry. I wasn't sure if saying special was offensive or not. Sorry, but it's not. Okay, cool. Now I know. I'm good. But yeah, there was the school I worked in. They had special needs students in the same school as non-special needs students, and with the special needs students, it was like I think there was maybe I think there was some that were autistic. There was some that were um had what's the thing the one about the chromosomes. They had students like that. Uh, and yeah, there's various conditions, and they would have like one teacher per special needs student, um, and they'll do different types of classes and and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I'd imagine a special need, I'd assume anyway, a special needs school would probably just have to have a lot more. Well, maybe not a lot more, but certainly more teachers than uh, a non-special needs school. Yeah, I guess in any case, it's a tough thing to go through. But it's only once, right? Or at least once for now. I mean, it's not. I mean, once every like what 7 years or 8 years or something. You know, to special needs school. She's going to an all-girls school. It's only because they had the best send record for mainstream school. It's also a small school. Okay. Okay. But I guess that'd be a good thing though, isn't it? Because to be around, I guess, all the people, but not so many people that maybe that it's overwhelming. So I guess that's a good thing, right? If there's no boys there, then she doesn't have to worry about people peeing on the toilet seats and or you know, or all the nasty icky things that boys do. But then again, I mean, I guess girls can pee on the seats as well. Just takes a lot more effort. It's probably a lot messier as well. Like, I mean, if I think if a girl peed on a toilet seat, you're probably more likely to get like a lot of splash all over your clothes and stuff. and so maybe just not worth doing it. You know what I mean? But for a guy, it's just like you could kind of stand, a couple meters back or whatever, and hope they don't dribble over your undies. To go to a special needs school, you need to have a EHCP plan. Okay, what's an EHCP plan? Sophie doesn't have one. I personally think she needs one, but they don't listen. It's probably down to funding. EHCP. I mean, if it was a RHCP, that would make sense because that'd be like a red hot chili pepper. That's a bad joke, but EHCP. Okay, let me see. EHCP. Children with special education needs and disabilities. And education, health, and okay, an education, health, and care plan. Oh, I see. It's for children and young people aged up to 25 who need more support than is available through. Okay, cuts off after that. You have to click on the thing to read it. Um, okay. An education, health, and care plan. Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with having a plan for education, health, and care. Um, is that something that comes from like the doctors or something though? Like, I'm guessing you can't just do it yourself. By the sounds of it, you can't just write down on a piece of paper. Well, my plan for education is go to school. The plan for health is to be healthy, and the plan for care is to don't care about other people's opinions. That's a good plan, actually. I think that's a good plan. I don't know if they'd accept that if I wrote it on a piece of paper, though. In fact, I'm not sure if I have a piece of paper. I've got post-it notes. If I wrote on some post-it notes with it, I don't think they'd accept that, but maybe worth a try. Now, to get one, we have to get to the point where we can't cope. Oh, I see. I don't know. That seems like I mean, maybe. Look, I'm ignorant about these things. I get that, but to my ignorant brain, making you wait till you can't cope. I don't know. That seems like maybe like do that before you get to that point. That way, you can prevent people from getting to that point. You know what I mean? Or at least help prevent people from getting to that point. Like why wait till it's like dire? You know what I'm saying? Like why wait till it's like just like absolutely horrendously horrible or whatever, and then oh yeah, now we'll help. It's like wait, maybe help before it gets to that bit. And I get okay. Maybe there's some people who might need it more than others. I get that. That could be a thing, but even still, like maybe help people before they get to the point where they have no other choice. Because at that point, it's like who knows what could happen. I swear, like sometimes it feels like as much as this country could talk about, mental health and, you know, all these sorts of things like support for this, support for that. It just kind of feels sometimes like I don't. It's like the left hand don't know what the right hand is doing. You know what I mean? Like they're talking out both sides of their mouth. You know, they're saying all the right things, but when it comes to actual actions, it's like, you know, perfect world it would be that way, but unfortunately, the system is shit. It's a damn shame, man. That's a damn shame. Sorry, got to go through that. Mm. But hopefully, one way or the other, it comes out okay. Man. This world, this will be wow, funny choices. Um, Sophie is the old well, not the oldest, but the second oldest. Is that right? Like it's so like Holly is younger than Sophie, right? So she's still in primary school then, and I guess be in going to secondary school in what next couple of years or so. 11, yeah. We said Holly's 9. Okay, so a couple of years younger. Yeah, cool, cool. You said to my mom yesterday that I'm in this situation where Sophie reaches rock bottom to get support. How messed up is that? That's so bad that it even it should not yeah, they should not let things get that far. Like you should be doing things to prevent it from going that far. Like imagine like, I don't know, going to a hospital because like, I don't know, your arm got slammed in a door or something like that, got caught in a door, and they were like, "Oh, don't worry, don't yeah, we're not going to do anything until it's gangrenous and there's no other option but to chop it off. Like, we're not going to give you any medication or treatment until there's no other, it's like, dude, come on, man. Can we prevent that from happening? That is mad. That is actually mad. Yeah, but also not entirely surprising. Oof. Ugh. But yeah, I guess all we can do for now is just hope that it's yeah, hope that it's once somehow turns out okay. But I mean, life can be yeah, a lot of things in it. Man, I'm not sure if I've said this before, but I know I was thinking about it the other day where like when you were a kid, right? Or I don't know, maybe not when you were a kid, but certainly when I was a kid. But when there was that time in life where it was just like you just did not know how easy you had it, right? You did not know how easy and how good you had it. Like even if you whether you grew up rich or poor or you this neighborhood, that whatever, there was a point in your life, where you just did not know just how good you had it. And then it's like you get a bit older, you get a bit older than that, and you get a little bit older and they start calling you an adult. Then you start getting a bit older. And you gotta work for this and plan for that and organize this and take care of this and pay this and do this and arrange that and it just feels like sometimes there's so much going on at any one time. Like there's so much going on at any one time. And I think I heard somebody say this on like a TikTok video or something where he was talking about men really, but I feel like this applies for just about anybody where he said like all anybody wants to do is nothing. like, and pretty much everything we do is in some level motivated by the idea or the plan of one day you just get to do nothing. And I don't know if that's exactly true, but it kind of feels that way. That like just trying to get back to that point in your life where you just did not know how good you had it. You know what I mean? It just feels like it does feel like that sometimes where you're just trying to do these things and you're trying to take care of this and okay, so you gotta get a whether it's gonna get a job or you gotta, apply for this or you gotta what do that or do whatever it is you got to do, but you got to take care of these things and you got all these responsibilities now, and you're just doing all of this so that okay, here's a problem, let me try and take care of this problem and let me try and do my best just so you can get back to this serenity. But of course you can't get back to that because something else happens and now you got to take care of this and you got to take care of that and you got to do this and you got to go there and you got to do this and all these things just happening, all these things are happening and you're just trying to take care of this so you can just relax, but you can't relax. It's like when you get home and you just like you're so tired, you try and get to sit down, you sit down for like 5 seconds and somebody's already calling you to come do something. It just feels like the whole world is like that, sometimes where it's just like, no, you gotta do this, now you gotta do that, now you gotta do this, now you gotta do that, now you gotta do this, now you gotta do that. And you do it all, man. You do it all as best you can because if the more you can take care of everything you got to take care of, maybe get that little bit closer to that one day where you can just do nothing. Yeah. Yeah, what up, Brax? Brax Spivvy in a place to bivvy. How's Yivy? Life's getting hard no matter who you are, indeed. Oof. I like the rhyme too. Life's getting hard no matter who you are. That is so true. I feel like it really is like that. Though. No matter what options you choose in life, there's no easy options. Like there's a point in life, like maybe after about I don't know, let's say probably about 25, I'd imagine in most places. Maybe a little bit earlier than that, depending on specific situations. Like for some people, it's definitely earlier, depending on how you grew up and your circumstances growing up. It's definitely earlier than that for some people. Like some people, it might be even at 15 or so, or even earlier than that in some cases. But certainly, I think the latest is about 25 years old. 25 years old is about the latest point in your life where you can have it easy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the latest point in your life where you can have it easy. Most people, not a lot of us don't get to 25. So a lot of us get to maybe, if we're lucky, 15, 16, and we don't got it easy from there. Some people, they don't have it easy from when they're like 3 years old, I'm not so, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like 25 is the latest anybody can have it easy up to. That is the latest. And that's people who maybe you came from a rich family or you came from some kind of what you mean, you just kind of had everything kind of done for you. You come from that kind of family, so you kind of grow up where you didn't have to do much, you don't have to take care of much, and you pretty much outside of like say your school and things like that, you pretty much had it easy or relatively easy. But 25, I feel like the latest anybody can have it easy, because after that there's no easy choices. There's no easy choices no matter what, because like at that point it's like, even if you just wanted to be like, oh yeah, I'm from a rich family, I'm just going to live off my dad's riches, even that's going to have its drawbacks and hurdles and things like that once you get to about 25 or so. Like there's no easy options. Like there might be easier than some other people, but there's no easy options after that. No matter what you do, whether you want to be like, oh, I'm just going to be a bum and I'm never going to work, I'm just going to you know stay in my parents' house and I'm going to just let them pay for everything. Even then, it's like there's no easy options, because there's things like council tax is going to be paid for. There's things like, okay, there's bills that got to be paid for, and if you're there, you can't be just there, just not doing nothing, taking up space and you eating food and using up resources, because eventually they're gonna have to retire, right? So it's like, okay, so who's paying for all this? You know what I mean? It's like there's no easy choices. Like there really isn't. Anything you do is gonna have some kind of drawback. You know. So yeah, nobody gets an easy life, man. Nobody, I swear. Ain't that the truth indeed? Oof. I mean, there's people who have it easier than others, some of the lucky ones, but even they don't have it easy. Even they have their hurdles and obstacles. And I mean, I think I got my first job at 16 years old. 16 years old, I got my first job. And I think it was maybe, if I remember correctly, it was maybe about 3 or 4 months after I turned 16. It wasn't long after I turned 16. That much I'm sure of. But yeah, 16 years old, pretty much as soon as it was illegal for me to get a job, I was getting a job, you know. And I wouldn't say I've worked consistently since then. There's definitely been times where I haven't worked, where I haven't had a job. Like I think the longest period of time I haven't had a job is maybe I want to say 4 or 5 months, something like that. That's about the longest. Maybe longer. I can't really remember, but I think the longest is about 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months. But yeah, I've pretty much worked since 16, with the exception of a few months here and there. Like, I'm pretty sure the total time I haven't worked or haven't had some form of, say, job or whatever is probably, I imagine it's probably about a year, maybe a little more than a year, in that time. But yeah, I've pretty much just been working since 16. My first job was in McDonald's, by the way. McDonald's in Brent Cross Shopping Centre. I worked part time, 1 day a week on a Sunday for 3 hours, and I was getting paid. If I remember correctly, it was £3.10 per hour, and then after the probation, which was 2 weeks, I think, it went up to £3.15 per hour. So yeah, man was raking it in. So I don't understand the privilege argument. Unless you're wealthy and don't go to work, nobody has an easier right. Those days are long gone. Life is just stress, or indeed, and even people who are rich. I mean, for the most part, these are people who work to get their money. Like they worked maybe for a long time and a lot harder than most other people to get to where they are, to be in that position where they could maybe pay somebody else to run their business while they just go sit on a yacht in the Bahamas or something. They've worked very hard for very long to get to that point. And yeah, there are some people who inherit that, right? But to be honest, I think even in that case, like you might inherit like a load of money, but if you're not smart enough to understand how to handle that, and you're going to lose it real quick, you know, you're going to lose it real quick. So even inheriting riches is going to come with its, stresses of how to actually handle that money. You know what I mean? How to handle the people who might work for you. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of businesses end up going on the public, what do you call it, the PLC thing. Because, like, if you start, because imagine starting a business that you work really hard at. You worked really hard at this business for years and years, and you built it up to be a successful business from working really hard and everything, and learning how to deal with people, learning how to handle these situations, and all that kind of stuff, right? And then it's like your dream is to maybe leave it to your son or whatever, right? When you pass away, that's what you want to do. But then you're looking at your son like, he's a waste man though. Like I can't I can't leave this business to him. He's the actual waste man. Like he doesn't do nothing. He don't want to learn nothing. He just sits around all day. He don't apply himself to nothing. He don't help out with nothing. He don't do nothing. Like he's a waste man. Like I can't leave a business that I built to a waste man. You can't. You know what I mean? That's just irresponsible. So what do? You like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to put this on a stock exchange and make it a PLC or whatever, and just let some stakeholders and what I mean, do that whole thing. Can't leave a business like that to a waste, man. Son or no son. Boys raking it in. For real. Yeah, man. I mean, the whole privilege thing is like, I mean, for me, I feel like we all have some kind of privilege. That's how I feel about it. I think we all have some kind of privilege. We don't all have the same privileges, right? We all have some kind of privilege. And there's certainly, systems, say, or just things that happen that would benefit one person in an unfair way over another person through things that are maybe outside of anybody's direct control. Like, let's say me and I don't know, Mr. White Man go apply for a job. Me and Mr. White Man apply for a job, and we're both qualified. We're both experienced. We both got the same experience and the same qualifications. We're both, very capable of doing the job or whatever. We both apply for the job. We both go for the interview, and they employ the white guy, right? Now, as far as I know, he is the white Mr. White Man was just better for the job than I was. I'm not going to know any different, right? It could very well be that they didn't care that we're both qualified. They're just like, we hate black people and we're just going to employ the white man. It could be that. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, you know? All I know is that I didn't get the job. you know, I don't know. And the reason they're going to tell me is going to be something like, "Oh, we felt like this person was a better fit." Blah blah. They're going to tell you all the diplomatic stuff anyway. They're never going to. Then people, I don't. I feel like people never tell you the real reasons why you don't get jobs anyway. But it doesn't matter. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you that anyway. So as far as I know, I didn't get a job. Now, I look at that as like, look, you could go on the internet and start complaining about racism this, racism that. But then it's like, one, I can't prove that. Two, what the difference does it make? Like if I genuinely believed that guy was a racist, then why do I want to work for him anyway? Like, what I mean? Guy did me a favor by not employing me, you know what I mean, as far as I'm concerned. So it's like, look, I ain't saying these things don't exist or things aren't always things, sometimes aren't always fair. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, keep moving. You know what I mean? Keep moving. Like, apply for another job. That because then that's all you can do. Apply for another job. Like, rather than worrying about privilege this, privilege that, and it's like these are things you can't prove for the most part. And if you could prove it, let's say you did have unequivocal proof of of that being a reason, yeah, of course you should say something. I ain't saying that. Of course you should say something. But this idea that you're just calling people out and making accusations based on surface, like not even surface level, it's like, bro, just come on. It's just boy who cried wolf territory at that point. So if I happen to come into a lot of money, I wouldn't leave it. I wouldn't leave, but to all my kids, um, I would make sure they are right, but I wouldn't want them to be lazy yet. So if you had like £1 million, how much are you leaving to your kids? Like, we talking like 10 quid or £10, 50? Not because don't give them too much. You know what I mean? Don't give them too much. I think 10.50 is about right. Maybe £12, but they gotta earn it. They gotta really earn it if they want the £12. 20 quid tops. Yeah. It's my final offer. 20 quid. That's slaying your work. I think it's about who brown nose is better. You know what? It probably is in a lot of these jobs. It probably is. I tell you one job interview I had that annoyed me. And I didn't get the job, but that's not what annoyed me about it. I'll tell you what happened. So I applied for this job. Now the job was in London. However, the interview for the job was outside of London, which is not an uncommon thing. It does happen every now and then, so fine. But I had to travel to this place outside of London, and I rode my motorbike up there. I can't remember how far it was anymore, but it was a good many miles, like at least like some 40, 50 miles on the motorbike going around the motorway to get to this place. So I go to this interview and I do the interview. Now I get there and it's just one person doing the interview, just one guy. And we're talking. He's not taking any notes. We're just talking, right? And so I'm kind of thinking like, it's a little bit odd, but whatever, right? Because usually you have like two or three people in the room when you do interviews. One person asks you the question, or one person asks you most of the questions, and then the other person is mostly taking the notes and maybe asks one question or two every now and then. But it's usually like two or three people there. So the fact that it's just one person not taking any notes, I was kind of like, it's a bit odd, but whatever. I'm here now. If that's how they do it, whatever. Anyway, so we did an interview, and it's all this stuff. Oh yeah, we'll get in contact with you after blah 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 blah. And so I think it was about a day or two later. It wasn't very long anyway. I get an email saying, "Yeah, sorry, we're not taking you on this occasion because we feel like you're not qualified enough for the position." Right, and that's what pissed me off. That's what pissed me off because if that was the real reason you didn't want to take me on, that I wasn't qualified enough for the position, why would you call me for an interview? Because that was on the CV. You know what I mean? That's on the application when you apply for the job on your CV, and you fill out the form and all that. You see my experience, whatever, my qualifications, my experience. You see all of that. And if you thought it wasn't enough for your job role, you could have just not called me for the interview. But the fact that you looked at my CV, you looked at my application, called me for the interview. I traveled some 40, 50 miles for this interview just to be told I'm not getting a job over something you could have, you know, s- y- seen right away. I was like, nah. And I actually wrote back to him and said as much as well. Like I emailed back to him and said, listen, if I'm not getting a job, that's fine. But for that reason, you could have told me that before I travels there because that's on the CV. That's on the CV. That was no, that annoyed me. But of course, they never applied, and it's just the end of it. So it's done. But yeah, indeed, absolute. But yeah, perhaps the real reason is that I just didn't brown nose enough. But who knows? Who knows? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Not anymore. That was years ago now. So yeah, ancient history. In the long, long, long ago's. Now I think I do okay. I like what I do now. I mean, pros and cons, but overall, I do actually like what I do now. I like the flexibility of it. Yeah. Oh, speaking of bad interviews, actually, can't stand people who brown nose. Yeah, now ass kissing is nah, that's not for me. I ain't saying I've never done it, yeah, but nah, that's not for me. There was a time in my life where I was kind of walking down that path, but nah, people are far away from genuine. No, for sure, for sure, for sure. And that's the thing. Is like I get that the truth can be uncomfortable and awkward at times. I get that, and sometimes you don't know how people are going to respond to certain things. They might get angry, and you might have to deal, and that's all awkward and unpleasant and things like that. So I totally understand that, but at the same time, it's like what they say: you got to rip the plaster off or something. Is that a saying? You just got to rip it off because like you never you never really avoid a confrontation, right? Not really. Like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I mean, you could avoid things that don't matter. Like certainly, you could avoid stuff that just doesn't actually matter. But things that are important, things that do matter, you never really avoid a confrontation. you either deal with a small problem now or you deal with a big problem later. You know what I mean? So like you never really avoid it. If it's an important thing, it's gonna happen. It's just either gonna be a small thing you deal with now or a big thing you deal with later. So yeah, I get that it's awkward. I get that it's uncomfortable. Nobody really likes to do it. But yeah, it's either small problem now or big problem later. So I think to want to impress and do well in your job is another tip, right? Yeah. I think like a lot of job interviews can feel like that as well. Like you just kind of ask kissing a bit too much. And yeah, I just don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like if a job, I mean, I guess it's easy for me to say, it's a bit easy for me to say now, but certainly the way I feel about it is that if a job or any place doesn't accept you for who you are, then it's not a place you want to be. Because if you could only get a job based on who you pretend to be, then you have to pretend to be that person all the time. And it's like, that's long, man. That's long. So it's like, look, accept you for who you are because that's who they're getting, right? If they can't, then hey, not the place for you. It's not the place for you. Find someone there is. But yeah, I remember one job interview I went to. I think it was for a sales job actually, and I went to interview, and to my mind, I think the interview went okay. Like that's how I remember it. Like maybe it didn't go okay. Maybe I wasn't going to get the job anyway. I don't know. But to my mind, I felt like the interview went okay. Um, but as we're walking out, I'm walking in front of him, right? So he showed me to the door, but I'm in front of him as we're walking out, right? And we get to the front door. We say, "Oh, thank you," and I'll get in contact, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, cool, thank you, da da da, walking out. And then I think it's when I got home, right, that I was taking off my suit, taking off the jacket, and I realized there was like tear, like a hole in the back of my jacket on the arm, on the elbow at the back. And I was like, wait a minute, because I was walking in front of him, he definitely would have seen that. He definitely would have seen that. I was like, "Oh, damn it." I didn't notice it there. I just put in a suit jacket, put in a suit tie and everything, looking all smart, or at least thinking I was looking all smart. Go to this job interview. To my mind, it went well, but then walking out, and he would have seen that massive hole. Well, I don't remember it's a massive hole. Certainly big enough to be noticed if you were standing behind me anyway. Like, damn. And yeah, so I didn't get that job. I didn't get that job. Like, yeah. I can't remember what reason they gave, or if they even gave a reason at all. Because sometimes they don't even give you a reason, right? But I can't remember. But yeah, I didn't get that job. I was like, yeah, yeah. All right, all right. I understand. Man, I was kind of thinking I might have a few interesting job interview stories. Actually, I might have a few. I might have a few. There's one where, oh, so yeah, there's another sales job that I was applying for, and the guy asked me, what do I know about sales? Now, at this point, I'd worked in a few different sales places. So I was talking about, you know, if you're selling, you have to emphasize the features, the features, actions, and benefits. They call it FAB in sales, FAB, features, actions, benefits. So I'm saying all that stuff. Highlight the features, the benefits, and all that kind of stuff. Try to get to know, try to find out what they're really after and emphasize what it does with that, and rather than just telling them everything that doesn't even matter to them. So I was saying all this stuff. And he's all like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then a few more questions he asked me, kind of regular job questions, right? And then at some point he asked me, okay, he says to me, like, I want to do like a test thing. I want you to sell me this pen. As he says to me, the whole thing, I want you to sell me this pen. And so I took the pen and I gave him a sales pitch. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I gave him a sales pitch about, oh yeah, this pen can do this, and this pen's got that, blah, 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 all this kind of fancy stuff. And it was just a regular biro pen, by the way, but I'm talking about all this fancy stuff about this pen to make it sound better than it is. And he says to me, like, okay, so at what point of that sales pitch did you find out what I was looking for in a pen? And as at that point, I was like, uh, I've screwed up. Because I literally did none of the things that I said about in sales, about finding stuff out. And, I did none of that. And I was like, it was at that moment, that whole thing was at that moment he knew he fucked up. It was one of those ones. I was like, I didn't get that job. I didn't get that job. Like, tried to style it out as best as I could, but I was like, I already knew it was just too late. It was too late. I didn't get that job. It's better than not enough experience. At least you know you blew it. No, indeed. Oof. But yeah. Man. But yeah, life, man. Life can take you in a zillion different directions. Should have asked what he was looking for in a pen. But yep. Yep. If I can go back in time. Damn it. Thing is, though, I was actually pretty good at sales. I mean, I'd say that I probably I'm probably not that good at it anymore in the sense that I'm very, very out of practice when it comes to selling. Um, and I think if I was to do it again, it'd have to be something that I actually care about. Like I definitely wouldn't want to go into sales just doing some generic, windows or what, you know what I mean? Like something like that, like double glazing, or it's just something very kind of, even like mobile phones. I like mobile phones, but I'm not passionate about mobile phones like that. So like, and I did mobile phone sales for a long time. It was most of my sales experience is mobile phones. So even that, like, I feel like I know, well, I was good at it at the time. And I know that I was good at it because I was pretty consistently amongst the top sellers, even though I was working part time. You know, um, but I'm so out of practice with it. I feel like if I was to try it now, I can tell you how to make a good sell. I think, because I feel like I remember a lot of the techniques and a lot of the sort of philosophies behind it. But if I had to actually do it, yeah, I'll probably suck. I'll probably suck. But I tell you a good technique actually that you can use in just your normal life, especially if you're trying to get somebody to be on your side. Like, let's say you're having a discussion with somebody, or you're trying to get something done. Maybe you're at the doctor's office, and the receptionist is being a bit, snarky or whatever. And here's something you can do that I learned in sales that you can apply in a lot of different situations in life. And it's actually a pretty simple thing to do, actually. Go and sell me a phone. Okay, I'll save your phone in a minute. I'll save it for in a minute, but let me say this real quick. Um, use the person's name. All right. So let's say you're at you're at the doctor's office, you're trying to find something out. The receptionist is being a bit whatever, being a bit unhelpful, da da da. Maybe she's had a bad day, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Um, but she's just not helping you in the way that you need. Use the person's name, like just repeat their name. And just, you got to say it like calmly. Like let's say her name's, I don't know, uh, Debbie or something else. Just say, "Hey, Debbie, listen, um, I know it's real tough. I know you're really busy, and there's a lot of things you got to do. But Debbie, listen, if you could help me out, I really appreciate it. By the way, Debbie, just literally just using their name like that. Um, and just, I mean, no, it's great, Debbie, 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 Debbie. I mean, that'd be a bit overkill, but try use their name as much as possible when speaking to them. Um, and yeah, you do stuff like that, and it can get people on your. I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, now she can change all the rules and get things done. It won't be like that, but certainly it could help. One, it would help somebody be a lot less sulky to you. You help with that. And when that happens, when that happens, they're a lot more likely to be friendlier. They're a lot more likely to be a bit more helpful. You might hear some things. Oh, you know what? Let me see what I can do. That kind of thing. You might hear that a bit more. So yeah, use a person's name. That's a good tip. It will help. Not going to help you get every single thing you want, right? But it'll help in terms of like keeping a situation calm and getting as much help from that person as you can get. But yeah, all right. Let me sell you a phone now. Let me see if how much I sell, how much from sales I remember. So, how you doing today? How you doing today, Sam? Is it okay if I call you Sam? It's a good name, Sam. Um, so I understand you're interested in buying a phone today, Sam. Do you have anything in particular in mind, or do you want me to go through our latest products, Sam? All right, come with me. All right, come with me. Let me show you some stuff. All right, so Sam, what we got here is a. No, this is my bloody phone. What we got here, Sam, is a OnePlus 9 Pro. Now, I know you don't want anything fancy, 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 fancy. And I know this kind of looks like some space age phone, but trust me, it is it is it is very, very, very basic. So here's what you can do with this phone. You can make calls if you need to. You can send text messages, and you can go on social media and spy on your neighbor with this phone. So how's that sound to you, Sam? Only £6 million for this. Only 6 million plus VAT. You had me at spy. I still got it. I still got it. Mm, But yeah, can't lie, man. I did have a good time in sales, though. I did have a good time, but I think in the end, yeah, you either got to be really, really passionate about the products you're selling, or you just get to be so motivated by money that you don't care what you're selling. I think after a while, I just wasn't that guy anymore. Like I wasn't that passionate about phones. And when I started, I guess I was young, so I was much more money motivated because I was like early 20s, I think, like 21, 22, that kind of age, maybe 23. Um, so I was very money motivated at that age. But yeah, and that's like I said, that kind of thing could serve you well for a while, but eventually it was like, you know what, it's clear that I'm not putting as much effort into making these sales as I could. Yeah, spotted the other night, neighbors had police knocking. Oh, something going down. Hopefully nothing too serious. But then again, if the police are called, damn, what's Becky been doing? Or what's Becky's husband been doing? Becky and Brian, are they starting like were they trying to run like an illegal business in their house? And somebody grassed them up to the coppers. They did something because they didn't answer the door. I saw them hiding though. Oh, Becky and Brian have been naughty, innit? Becky and Brian have been well naughty, pretending they're not in. Pretending they're not in and left the lights on. Watching from a bedroom window. You know what? I'm not one for like being a nosy neighbor or gossip or things like that, but I can't lie. So I feel like that was happening. I'll probably be watching too. I'll probably be watching too. Like I might even step outside and be like, try and get a better look. Cup of tea, of course. You all right? Nobody's nah, can't see no police around here. Oh well, nothing exciting going on. All right, Becky's been. Well, do you find out what Becky and Brian been doing though? Did you find out? Do you get to these sweets afterwards, or have you seen them afterwards? And can you not be no right? I mean, I think something like that is like that's the exception. You know what I mean? That's the exception. Like a lot of things you could be like, oh, whatever, but you got police knock on somebody's door, and you can see they're in, but they're hiding. It's like, hmm. Do they see you watching them? Like this. Just please don't say nothing, please. Please don't say nothing. No, we're not in. Please. She's been like, all right, give me 50 quid. Give me 50 quid. I won't say nothing. Kept my head down so they didn't see me. Oh, man, you can blackmail them. I mean, not that you should, by the way. Just saying. Just saying. But that's what you meant, though. Like, whatever they're doing, whatever they were doing, bruh. I'm guessing it's something to do with drugs. Like, that's my guess. Like, I don't know. I don't know your neighbors, of course. I don't know your neighbors. I'm just kind of guessing right now that they probably have like a weed farm in their house or something. Like, that's what I'm guessing. I could be way off. I'm probably not. I'm probably am way off. I'm probably not even close. But I'm just that's what's on my mind right now. They probably got a weed farm in their house. Like, have you seen them at like the hardware store just buying loads of lights? Have you, you ever see them do that? Like going down to B&Q or something, coming out with just like loads and loads of fluorescent lights and just like loads of tables, like foldable tables and soil, just loads of lights, fluorescent, I can't even talk, fluorescent lights tables and soil and pots, of course. You know, because you eat pots. So if you see me just come out of B&Q with just like tons and tons of soil, like bags of soil, fluorescent lights, and garden pots, is like, hmm, hmm, interesting. Oh, pass. They are rough, rough. Oh, okay. Oh, that weed farm might not be too far from the truth then. They might actually have a weed farm in their house. Next time you see Becky, you should ask her, like, say to her, "Hey, you know what? I was thinking of like growing some flowers. I was just wondering, do you happen to know anything about flowers?" And she's either going to do say one or two things. She's either going to give you like a whole bunch of details about how to grow and flowers, like a whole bunch of unnecessary details, or she's going to be like, "Well, why do you think I know anything about flowers?" Either way, she's got a weed farm. Any of those two is like, yeah, she's got a weed farm because she either knows too much and is too eager to share what she knows, or she's just hyper suspicious. So yeah, any of those answers, yeah, she's got a weed farm in her house. If her electricity bill is always high, even though like her lights have never seemed to be on, it's like, yeah, it's probably in the basement. They probably got a weed farm in their basement. You won't see the lights from there, so you just be like, "Hey, I swear, you're admitting to your weed farm." Then. I mean, depends what type of weeds we talking. I'm admitting to that there might be some weeds in the garden. You know, like seasonal weeds. Just you know, they come once a year. Usually council houses. We don't have a basement, just a loft. Oh, okay, it's in a loft then, or whichever room doesn't have windows. That's where the weed farm is. If she's got a room with no windows, that's where the weed farm is. I was actually pulling out weeds the other day. Was it last week? I think I can't remember. Yeah, it was last week. I was pulling out weeds in the garden. Got to do that at least once a year because weeds are seasonal. That's actually true. They are seasonal. So you got to pull them out once a year, and then you have to put like the weed chemical killer thing down so they don't grow back too quickly. But I mean, they will eventually grow back, but with that down, they don't grow back fast. So hopefully, it means I don't have to do that again till, well, I guess next year sometime or something. But do I have it? I don't have a basement. I do have a loft. Wait, a loft is above the house, right? Um, like a loft is another word for attic, isn't it? Because I mean, I call it an attic, but I think loft is another word for attic. If it is, then yeah, we have an attic or an loft. It's distinguished from an attic, and then an attic typically constitutes an entire floor of the building, while a loft or mezzanine covers only a few rooms, leaving one or more sides open to the lower floor. Okay, I guess this is more of a loft then, actually, because apparently an attic takes up the entire floor, and a loft only takes up part of the floor. So yeah, it's a loft. But now I know the difference between a loft and attic. So okay, cool. We got somewhere to put it when I'm moving. You know what though? I mean, I probably could. Not that I would. If anybody's listening, I'm just saying I probably could. Not that I would. All right, I gotta I gotta take a little break for about 5 minutes or so. The cat's out of the bag. Well. I mean, well. Have I said too much? Or have I not said enough? Ooh, stay tuned for the exciting conclusion. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break for about 5-ish minutes. If you could stick around, that would be awesome, and then we can talk more about how to grow a weed farm in a little while. Uh, but yeah, back in 5. So see ya in. Oh, I'm using the web, so I don't have a slide to pull over. So I'm just gonna have to mute this and yeah, see y'all in a bit. All right, all right, all right. We're gonna learn today. Thank you for sticking around. For those who stuck around, thank you for joining. For those who have joined, we is back, y'all. All right, so cat's out the bag. I mean, I mean, it might be. So yeah, you was telling us about the week you loved. Yeah, it's not selling very well. Apparently, I'm not that good at sales no more. I keep forgetting to highlight the features, actions, and benefits. I used to be good. I need to sell something that I'm passionate about, and apparently, I'm not that passionate about weeds that grow in the attic. So, wait, attic was at loft again? Wait, what's it again? Yeah, it was a loft. It was a loft. Yeah, because it only takes up part of the floor, so it's a loft. I have to stop calling it an attic because it's not an attic, and I know that now. I know the difference between an attic and a loft now, so I have to start calling it a loft. You mean after that phone cell switch? Yeah. I need to what can I sell that I'm passionate about? Because I'm not that money motivated, not these days. If I was money motivated, I could probably sell more weed, but I'm not that money motivated when it comes down to it. Um, so what am I passionate about that I can sell? I mean, I don't know, because there's things that like because I mean I like video games and movies, but I don't know if I want to sell like video games. That's kind of long. Or movies for that matter. It's like though that being said, I think it'd kind of be cool to work at a video shop, like a shop like HMV, but before they kind of halfway closed down. Like I feel like that'd be a cool job to have. But I don't know if I'd want to do it as a sales job, like with commission and that whole thing where you have to like sell X amount of DVDs per day or I don't know if I want to do that. So what can I sell? What am I passionate about enough to sell on a commission basis? I don't know. I don't know. Like hmm. I mean, I guess the closest thing would be something like video games and DVDs and things like that. Nerdy stuff, yeah. Computers, maybe. I don't know if I know enough about computers to sell them though. I'd have to definitely, if I was to sell computers, I'd have to learn like a lot more than I do. I guess my knowledge isn't horrendous. I hope it's not anyway. But I think I'm definitely have to know a lot more about computers and computer parts. But yeah, I think I could do computers. I feel like any if it was like yeah, computers, gaming, movies, especially if it's like oh, you know what, a place like Forbidden Planet, actually, that'd be a good place for me. So let me see if I can find Forbidden Planet to show you what I mean. I don't because maybe you got a shop like this in Hull, but it's basically just everything nerdy, like comic books, anything's kind of comic book related. Um, let me see here. So like, there's a lot. It's mostly comic books, but yeah, t-shirts, things like that. They've got like collectibles, toys. You know, I mean, it's basically where geeks go to congregate, and they got a shop in. Oh, you got Forbidden Planet Hall. Oh, awesome! So yeah, you know then. Yeah, I thought something like this. I could work at a place like this and be very happy selling geeky stuff like this on a commission basis. I think, even though I'm pretty sure I have to learn a lot about some of the real geeky stuff. I'd have to improve my geek knowledge, but I feel like if I worked in a place like this, I'd be happy to improve my geek knowledge as much as I need to, and sell like comics, games, merchandise. Yeah, I think that's it. If they've been planning, are they? Let's see. Actually, are they? Do they have any jobs going? Let's see. They sometimes post jobs on their website or some career opportunities. Let's see here. Thanks, Stopper. Unfortunately, we don't have any vacancies at the moment, but keep your eyes peeled on our website and social media as we regularly recruit. Okay, so they're not employing anybody right now, so that sucks. That sucks. Just when I think to myself, you know what? I found the perfect job for me. They ain't even employing right now. Damn it. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, Forbidden Planet was a place I used to go to, used to hang out there. Well, not quite hang out there, that's kind of a lie. But I used to frequent that shop quite a lot when I was reading more comic books. So I used to read comic books. I think I was in my I want to say late teens, 20s when I was reading comic books. So it's much later than most people read comic books, I know. But late teens, early 20s, I was reading a lot of comic books, and I used to go there pretty much every month to pick up the latest Spider-Man. Um, it was Spider-Man that I read, Daredevil, along with Wolverine, Gambit a few times. But Spider-Man was the main one that I'd get. Um, and yeah, I'd go there like every month to get the latest issues and read them on the bus on the way home. It's a good time, man. It's a good time. It's a good time. Comes to anime, I know nothing, absolutely nothing, but I always think, oh, cute. So the thing about anime, um, like the main thing to know, if I let's see if they have any okay, they don't have any DVDs or anything like that. Okay, cool. So the main thing to know about anime really is that they're just for the most part regular movies. Um, they can be very sci-fi influenced. In fact, a lot of them are. A lot of them are quite horror influenced as well. That's a big theme in a lot of animes. Um, but yeah, they're pretty much just regular movies. Like Japanese animation is a lot more advanced than Western animation in the sense that not I mean not so much the imagery. I mean that's just whatever, but more so in terms of like themes and like concepts. Like Western animation oftentimes is like you either got something like say Tom and Jerry, which is like aimed at children. You got something like that, or you got something like say South Park, which is more adult orientated. But what you don't really get is like drama. Like in a lot of Western animations, you either get stuff that's squarely aimed at kids or squarely aimed at adults with a dirty sense of humor, but you don't really get things like a horror movie in animated form or like a drama in animated form. And with Japanese animation, that's kind of par for the cause that you do that. You would have a film like what was it called? Grave of the Fireflies, which is an animated movie, but every bit as dramatic as any live action drama movie, you know. Um, so yeah, they're just pretty much regular movies but animated. That's the main thing to know. They're regular movies but animated, and a lot of boobs. You usually get a lot of boobs in. You usually get a lot of boobs. Like it's very common. Not always fully naked boobs, but they're there, you know, and they're often very exaggerated. Not always, not always, but it's a common thing. Like you get very exaggerated boobies in a lot of anime. It's kind of a thing. Um, but yeah, aside from that, they're just like they're just regular movies. Regular movies with massive exaggerated boobs. That's what they are. That's really what they are. About 90% of them. But what is important though is that although it's very common to hear the words anime and manga being used somewhat interchangeably, it is important to know there is a difference. Um, because anime refers to like movies and television shows and stuff like that, whereas manga refers to books, like what they're selling here, like books. Um, a lot of times, yeah, you do hear people kind of because there's a lot of animes that are based on mangas. The term manga does kind of get used somewhat interchangeably a lot of the time. But yeah, if you go to a shop like Forbidden Planet and say, where's your anime section? They're going to show you the DVDs. You know, if you say, where's the manga section? They're going to show you the books. And you can be like, oh, this isn't the DVD box that I was looking for. Like, you know. So yeah, manga refers to books. Anime refers to television and movies. I saw a man on man porn anime book in there the other week. It wasn't even hidden. It was by the entrance, man on man. Well, yeah, yeah. That I mean, I wouldn't say I know the particular book, but I'm kind of like, yeah, yeah. That's yeah. It'll just be by the door, just like yeah, yeah, yeah. That be a thing. That you'd have like a lot of especially when it comes to like the more say fantasy sci-fi animes, you definitely get a lot of like, you know, overly muscular men, you know, that kind of thing. Like the muscles that they'd have are just so exaggerated. So it's not just the boobies that are exaggerated. Like you definitely get the overly exaggerated muscular men, you know, where they just got muscles upon muscles upon muscles, and that's like just normal. You know, that's not because oh they're trying to emphasize how much he works out. No, it's just how they're just drawing people like that. I mean, see, I could find an anime because I was watching one recently on Netflix. Actually, oh, that was it. It's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's well, it started off as a manga as they usually do, but the anime is on Netflix. And what I'd say about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is that I mean, I've only watched like 3 seasons of it so far, and there's like six, I think, in total. Um, but it definitely lives up to the name. It's a very bizarre adventure. Like, but it's very bizarre. And sometimes a little bit weird. Can't lie. But it's pretty cool though. It's a pretty cool show. Um, but yeah, here's some imagery from it. I haven't seen some of these. I think this might be in the later season that I've not seen yet. Buffering, damn it. I did not know. Good to know. That's so good. It's so good. But yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can recommend you an anime because, yeah, like I said, there's a lot that are um, a lot of that kind of horror based. I'm just if they got any on Netflix that let me see. How do I find animes again? Go to home film genre films. Is that it? No. Genre. Oh wait, genre anime. Here we go. So let's see. What can I recommend as somebody who likes horror that they got on Netflix? I mean, this is not a horror, but Spirited Away is just a really good movie, by the way. Not a horror movie, but really good movie. And I'd say pretty much a must see movie as far as anime goes. I mean, it's just a must see movie anyway, really. But let's see what they got that's horror that you might like. Hmm. I'm not sure I'm seeing any horrors, or if they have any horrors, then maybe I just don't know that they're horrors. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, wait, fancy, family, minus, feel good, romantic, necklace, action, adventure. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. There's one anime called Devilman, which I think you'd like, but they don't have it on Netflix. They got Devilman Crybaby, which is not the same. Like Devilman Crybaby is just I wouldn't even bother with that, quite frankly. That's just if. But there's an anime called Devilman. It's from like 19, I want to say 1990s or something. But it might be quite hard to find because damn it, I guess it wasn't that popular in the end. Oh, this is it. This is it. I think this is it. I found it on YouTube. I don't know if it's a whole movie though. I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. Devilman: The Birth, 1987. It's not on Amazon, not even to buy. It's kind of weird like that. That some movies are just so hard to find. I mean, I think this is. I mean, I think yeah. It's 50 minutes. To be honest, I'm not sure how. I can't remember how long the movie was when I watched it, but this looks about what I remember of it. So yeah, I guess somebody's uploaded it to YouTube. But if you got some time, I think this is one that you'd enjoy. Let me drop the link for you. If you got 50 minutes spare one day, I think you might enjoy that. I think they made a Devilman Part 2 as well. I think. Oh, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Apparently there was a series. I don't know there was a series. Damn. There's stuff I didn't even know. Save it to my watch later. Awesome. But yeah, I remember watching it years ago, and I remember it being really good and just like really kind of freaky. And I probably should watch it again myself. Actually, it's been that long. It's just been that long. But it's now okay. Okay, so I think what's happened. So apparently there's two episodes, but episodes about 50 something minutes each. So maybe that's why I got confused and thought it was a movie because the episode's actually quite long and there's only two episodes of it. That's probably what confused me. There's two episodes and I guess about 50 something minutes each. Okay, so technically it's not a movie, but even still, it's worth watching, worth checking out. Yeah, okay. I'm just seeing some of the images now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, it was a show, but it's just two episodes. Okay, cool, 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 cool. We gotcha, we gotcha. But yeah, I should watch that again myself. I ain't seen it for ages, man. I ain't seen it for ages. Being cultured, yeah, indeed. Checking out checking out the worldwide of animation. But yeah, man, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, you know. I mean, I remember like when I was in uni and um at that time in my existence, I was watching mostly Japanese movies at a period of time where I was watching almost exclusively Japanese movies, and it was around about them when I was in uni. So it's a lot of like Akira Kurosawa movies, and Takeshi Kitano movies, and that stuff like that. And it kind of like occurred to me at the time that movies like that, like watching movies from different parts of the world like that, is kind of like a cheap way of traveling, because you get to learn just a tiny little bit about another part of the world in that 2 hours or whatever it is, or hour and a half, 2 hours, however, or 3 hours, however long the movie is. You get to know a tiny little bit about that part of the world that maybe hopefully one day I might get to go to. But if I don't ever get to go there, at least I know just that tiny little bit about this place. You know, So that's a cool thing, you know. It's a cool thing. For me, I feel like it's a cool thing. I think some of the best horror movies come from the French. See, I'm cultured, yeah. Très bon, très bon. Comment ça va? Just, oh man, but I need to work on this. I need to work on this. I have a 40, no, I have a 50-day streak. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it might be a bit too blurry. But I have a 50-day streak. Oh, there it is. I've got a 50-day streak on Duolingo. A 50-day streak on Duolingo. I should be speaking better French by now. The Sadness is a great movie. That's from the Sadness. Wait, have I seen the Sadness? I've experienced the Sadness. Not sure if I've seen it though. Oh wait, is this it? No, damn it. The Sadness 2021. Original title Kube. Rated 18, hour 39 minutes. Rob Jabaz. I mean, this bit of the trailer I'm seeing looks pretty cool though. This girl's getting stalked by some dude in a corridor. Raw man is chasing him. All right, it's free on Shudder. What happens if I get that? I shudder to think. I think I've used that joke before. I don't care. I'm using it again. I'm using it again. Raw. He's gonna go punch off a building. Oh, actually, does Shudder have anime on it? Like, I know it's a horror centric service, but does it have any anime horrors on there? Damn. Not that I've seen. I just searched anime on Shudder, and apparently they've got Perfect Blue on Shudder, but it's not available in UK regions. That sucks. I've not seen Perfect Blue, but apparently people who've seen it say it's just maybe one of the best animes ever made. I've not seen it myself, so I can't corroborate that, but I've been wanting to see it for a while, but it's difficult to get because I think the only place I can get it is Amazon, and I've got to pay some dumb price for it. Son, actually, let's see what it is now. Let me see what it costs to buy now on Amazon. I think the last time was some dumb price. I'm not even on Amazon right now. What the hell am I searching? Gonna check out the films Us and Saltburn this weekend. Nice. Gonna have to watch Saltburn again because it was buffering. Oof. You sure you want to watch it again though? I mean, maybe the buffering was a good thing. Maybe the buffering was doing you a favor. You know, if it buffered at certain moments, it might have been just as well that it was buffering. Okay, it's 10.99 now on Amazon. That's not too bad actually. I can do 10.99. I won't do it now though because yeah, hopefully it's still a reasonable price in about a month or so. 10.99 is reasonable. I've not seen Us yet though. That's the was it Jordan Peele movie? So it's a good movie, strange but good. Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. But bruh, some of those scenes are well, well. Trigun Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, Sailor Moon, Tenchi Mio, Gundam Wing, Witch Hunter Robin, the Big O. Some of my favorite animes. Yeah, another Jordan Peele film. I see, no, so honestly, I wasn't a fan. It had some good parts, but it got boring. Yeah. Jordan Peele. I mean, he did uh was it the Sunken Place movie, wasn't it? Was it Get Out? That was it, yeah. Attack on Titan, Dead Man's Wonderland, One Piece, Bleach, DBZ, Samurai Champloo. I want to love Jordan Peele, but in all honesty, the only film is I really rate highly is Get Out. How many films has he done so far? Let me see here. Let's go Jordan Peele. See what he's directed so far. All right, so he's directed. Well, it's a short movie called Battlestar Galactica. That was a short movie back in 2011. Then his first feature film was Get Out. Then it was followed. That was 2017, followed by Us in 2019, and then Nope in 2022. So it's three feature films he's directed. I've only seen Get Out. Um, he's got an upcoming feature film that doesn't have a title yet. That doesn't have a title yet. But I like the stuff he did with um was it Michael Keegan Key? You know, with Key and Peele. I like the stuff they did there. I thought those guys worked really well together as a comedy duo. They did some really, really funny stuff as Key and Peele. Um, But I get it. I guess your creativity and your goals might take you in different directions, and it is what it is. But yeah, they did some really funny stuff as Key and Peele. Okay, you already seen it, Sam. I saw it in theaters a couple of days after its release. Auditorium had was packed in, and Eureka 7 goes in the shower. Dot Hacks 9. My favorite animes are from oldies, as you can see. With the home invasion was excellent, very tense, but then it seemed to dragged after that, and it lost me. Oof, damn, that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. So is Jordan Peele a one hit wonder then, or one good movie, and that's it? Is that what I'm hearing? Jordan Peele's just a one hit wonder. To be honest, I mean, I liked Get Out. I really did actually enjoy Get Out. I thought it was done really well, done really, really interesting concepts, and the way it was shot, twists, all that was done really well. But yeah, that ending frustrated me so much. I was like, you didn't need to do that. You could it felt like not everything needs to be a joke. You know what I mean? I mean, I like to make jokes. I like comedy. I like humor, and a lot of my jokes, well, probably all of my jokes are kind of inappropriate. But not everything. But even still, not everything needs to be a joke. Sometimes you can just let the tension sit. And I just felt like that's what it should have done with that ending. Just let the tension sit. Let you sit in that uncomfortable tension. Just let it end like that. And they didn't. They turned it into a joke. And it was like, no, no. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. But aside from that, it's a really good movie. It really is. But that ending was like, time and place, people. Time and place. I hope not. I think he has potential to be great. Well, he's got a movie coming. It doesn't say when. Where's it gone now? Oh, there's one director. So yeah, he's got a movie coming. It doesn't say when. It just says pre-production right now. But it's just referred to as untitled fourth film directed by Jordan Peele. That's all it says right now. I'm assuming that's not going to be its final title. Be a bit weird releasing a film called Untitled fourth film directed by Jordan Peele. I'm sure I hope they'd have an actual name for it by the time it's actually getting ready to be released. But right now, it seems he's working on something. Could this be his greatest work ever? Could it be his worst work ever? Guess we have to wait and find out. I agree, it would have been more impactful. Yeah, it's just like because he said something like, I can't remember what the joke was, but he said it was like the Little Rail character, the character played by Little Rail or Lil Rail, um, like his best friend character. When he says something like, "I told you not to date a white woman," or something. I can't remember exactly what it said. It was something like that though, and I was like, "Dude, And then he said something goes, I'm in the TS motherfucking A. I was like, yeah, it's just not the time for this, man. Just not the time. I was like, is this an advert for the TSA? Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? You Haku show. Are you just listing animes you've seen, by the way? I know you said these are your favorite animes, but I feel like you're just listing every anime you've seen. These are my favorite animes, just listing everyone you've seen. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen and liked. All right. And he said, I mean, I told you not to go into. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was it. That was it. Into their house. I told you not to go to their house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street, great movie, but the ending sucks big time. Wolf. What was the end of that? I don't think I remember. That's a film I need to watch again because, bro, it's just so long, too long. He thinks in that bingo part, I already knew what it read before the camera zoomed out. Or the oh, what do you mean when they were at the house with all the zombies or something? Uh, he drags them through the door. Yeah, I'm drawing blanks right now. Sorry. But it's been so long since you've watched a movie, you may as well just not have seen it. I feel like that's me with Nightmare on Elm Street. It's been so long since I've seen it. I may as well just not have seen it at this point. I feel like I've forgotten so much about that film by now. Like I'm actually questioning if I ever actually even watched it. Like I feel like I remember watching it, bruh. But I've forgotten so much about that movie. I shall watch it again. But okay, he drags her through the door. Okay, cool. Rewatch, you know what I mean? All right. I remember like Johnny Depp getting, being on his period. I remember that scene. I remember that scene. Johnny Depp and his time of the month. I remember that scene. Didn't have enough Tampax. It was just yeah, that auction in part. And his homeboy pulled up with the I told you so. I was saying in my head, yeah, that's right. But save it for later though. Not now, dude. That's how it is sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, that bit though in Get Out, with the auction where he sees the other guy, and he says something like hey, good to see another brother here or something, and the dude is just so bewildered, and he's like, I'm sorry. But it's been a while, so I'm sure I'm getting some of the quotes wrong. But he was so bewildered, and then of course the camera flash goes off, and he's like, "Get out." Yeah, the scene with Johnny Depp and his period drama. Actually, yeah, I guess that scene prepared Johnny Depp for roles like, you know, for future roles like Pirates of the Caribbean, because I mean it was pretty much a period drama, right? It was that's what happened. Had him a little accident. Oof, guys, it's about that time. Oh, Amber Heard, on his like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that would have helped too. Would have prepared him for that. I was like, when that happened, he was like, oh, you know what? I think I've dealt with worse. I could power through this. Yeah, it's about that time, guys. It's about that time. Gats to get going. Gats to be up early tomorrow. Gats to be up early tomorrow and try and get this thing sorted out as much as possible. But yeah, hopefully be streaming again next week about the same time, 8 p.m. GMT. Let's see here. And when the father was using euphemisms of the day referring to black people is what I was getting from it. And then that so-called party when all those black cars pull in looked like a funeral. Me too, up at 4:30 a.m. Oof, early. I know. Oof. Yeah, I don't think I got those euphemisms, but then again, that might have been maybe more an American thing. To be honest with you, that might have been more of an American thing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should watch that again as well. See if I can clock that. But yeah. But yeah, guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. And until whenever, if ever, peace.